Hey guys, Leaflit here with some brand new news coming out of Deceive Inc. We've got Yoshiro, the senior community manager, posting the new patch notes. So I've got my squad over here and we're going to be checking it out. Got Chaos Shield and Shymoth, and I'm Leaflit. If you've ever seen us in game, we've over 70% win rate, so we do play it a lot. Just throwing that out there, so it's like we're not just making shit up. We play the game a crap ton almost every day. And so we'll be going over the patch notes for the upcoming season 2. So let's take a look at it. So updated preview notes. So this is if you want to see our previous analysis of it, there was another post that showed a bunch of the new content and kind of the focus of it. That was another video, and I'll have that linked below. Okay. Updated preview notes, balancing and bug fixes. A note on the Vault Terminal alarm. The Season 2 preview mentioned removing the Vault Terminal alarm that was added in Season 1 to increase the uncertainty players will feel when in a purple room with elite guards or the VIP. While we still believe that adding uncertainty to these rooms is a desirable goal, we don't think the risks of removing the Vault Terminal alarm and enabling it stronger camping is worth it. We will continue to revisit this goal to find a solution that gives the result that we want without the amount of risk this change brought. We'll keep you updated on our next move on this subject in future patches. So this is an interesting one because we did just talk about this in the previous video where we went through the initial update, and they did say that they were going to remove the Vault Terminal alarm, and we said that was a bad change. What do you guys think? Do you think they're listening to us? They actually took it out. What are your thoughts?
I think it was probably just a resounding screams.
You think everybody basically?
I think everybody agreed it was a good thing. Yeah, this is something that nobody wanted.
It was a really, really bad idea, I think. Because the camping not only, like, it just makes the game longer for no reason.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, so here's the thing. The Vault Terminal rooms, there's 5 of them, and 2 of them have purples. And the purple ones don't have an alarm.
Yes.
So there's already inherent, like, uncertainty going into those, because you still want to go into the purple ones to grab the VIP card potential or the purples or whatever else is going to be in there. It's not like something you don't want to do. So there's already inherent uncertainty no matter what.
I think that the difference is that with the Vault Terminals, you can guarantee that people have to check that room.
Yes.
Right.
And that's why it was a good thing, because you knew that if the game was just going to be, okay, I just got to wait 10 minutes or I can run around and do this. And if you're worried about them camping the purples, well, you can just force the next objectives to start anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
That's true. Let's see. They removed it. Enables. So one thing it seems like they were trying to do is they wanted it so that the VIP and the elite guards had more of a use because they're the only ones allowed in there. So it would add a little bit of tension with having them in the room already to begin with. But like, I feel like there already was a lot of use to having those skins. For example, let's just say Silver Reef. What site is that? Is that B? The first floor next to the food court. There's a window that you can actually look into, right? Which we look into a lot. And if you see a regular guard walk in there, you'll know for sure that they're a player. But if it's a VIP, you're not sure, or the VIP or an elite guard, you're not sure. So there's already a use, I think, to having the VIP disguise or the elite guard disguise early. I think that might have been something that they wanted to do, was to like add a little bit more tension with having that when you walk in, like you're like, oh man, like, do we jump this person or not? But I think it's just weird.
I mean, the Vault Terminal rooms are already insanely high tension in the first place. When you go there, you gotta walk up to a box that's in the corner of a room far away from the escape and hold E on it for 10-15 seconds or whatever if you don't have a hack speed buff.
Yep.
Yeah, like, it's high tension enough already.
Yeah.
It's a huge risk walking into a place with usually one escape and holding E.
Yeah, I think I agree on that one. All right, so let's see. So they're putting that on hold. Looks like they still want to do it, but it looks like they did listen to the community and just kind of wait on it a little bit and then see where the wind is there. Agents balance. So in season 2, they're focusing our so we are focusing our efforts around two main goals: raising agents lagging behind in terms of power and lowering the power of top level outliers. In this case, the top performing agent is Larson. We've already gone over Larson in the previous video. As such, some agents might get extremely minimal or no tweaks at all, while others get an extensive list of the changes. This is simply because the agents close to the top or right in the middle are left lightly touched as we adjust the rest of the cast around them. We feel that this is the best way to reach a more balanced playing field and make a better targeted adjustment as the seasons go on. I'm not opposed to that approach. I think that's a pretty good balanced approach. You don't really want to mess with too many levers at a time. As always, we will monitor how these changes affect the meta and the standing of the cast as we plan our next adjustments for like the mid-season. So the general agent balance, this is the big one, is there's a slight adjustment to the time it takes to reach a full charge of your melee, and that is from 6.5 to 0.8. So that's like pretty significant.
Are they doing that to make it so it's normalized around Cav?
No,
Cav
actually,
Cav
because
has a longer charge.
you will see later
Kind
on.
of.
Later on, they do address Cav later on.
Mhm.
So
Isn't Cavs like just under a second though compared to everybody
yes,
else?
Cavs is
Cavs was
higher.
a full second.
Oh, okay. Did you read this already? 'Cause I
We
haven't.
did. So yeah, you're going into it blind. I just
okay.
I kind of skimmed it. So we'll kind of going into it like a little bit more in depth here. So yeah, the fully charged melee time is being increased across the board from 0.65 to 0.8. Which who would that
Does
really affect?
The only person I ever see that affecting is really Red with her succubus kiss combo.
Yes.
Who else uses it? Who else doesn't open with it? Because normally you open with a fully charged melee to like headshot Duke or headshot Ace someone and instant kill them.
Yeah, so you open with it normally.
But
So
your open isn't really going to matter much.
yeah, especially because you can hold it. It's not like it fades. Like you have to like run up to a person to commit to it. So it's like they want more of a commitment, but it's not like you actually have to like run up and commit. Like you can run up with it charged and just be like, okay, I'm just not gonna do it and just pull out a gun or something, right? It doesn't really affect it.
The only character I see this affecting at all is Ace. I see that this doesn't change anything at all.
Yeah, I guess.
Ace, sorry, Red.
It could pop. Yeah, because Red's main kill combo would involve succubus kiss to like, and then you would charge the melee like during that. Let's see. Ace, with the introduction of our newest tracker redacted, we feel Ace needed a buff to her own tracking ability. So this isn't a buff to Ace in general. It is her tracking skill. We are giving her base expertise, a fully fledged trace status effect, UI indicator, and distance included. Oh, shoot. To really help her hone in on her target. We hope this makes it more appealing to pick, especially in teams where it's shared with your entire crew.
Yeah, being able to share it is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Because this just lets you. It's basically just the gadget. It's just the dart gadget. Like from a functional level, though.
It's not affecting. It's
one of the good things about Ace's expertise that kind of was hidden is that if someone's stealth, like Larson went poof, it still tracked them. Like the UI. So. And it was fast. Like you could tell if someone ran behind you or in front of you quickly.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that that's going to go away if it's going to be a trace. Which is kind of a nerf, actually. Like to a team that has communication, I feel like this is actually a nerf more than a buff. Unless it does both at the same time or something.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to test it when it comes out.
Because the pathing to like a Larson or a Madam that disappeared was kind of neat. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So it looks like the Queen of Diamonds, like the weapon 1 is getting buffed slightly. Fire rate from 7 to 8 uh, it's a very powerful weapon, but it's definitely not like the outlier that like causes the problems. So I think this is probably fine.
Yeah, I'd like to see buffs to weapon 2 as well.
Yeah, yeah. Mod 2, King of Diamond, animation adjusted to better fit real speed. So it's just an animation change there. Shouldn't really affect too much. Expertise, Queen's Gate. So this is the full-fledged trace. This is her first skill, which is not typically the one that is like abused. So we'll have to see. It's a completely
Well, I don't know if abuse is the right word, but it's just damage is so powerful in this game, and being able to just press F and instantly raise your damage on somebody, and enables a follow up. Like you can do, it doesn't even have to be charged most of the time with Ace. You just punch, tap F, you use the audio cue as a indicator for when they're able to be headshot, and then you just click their head.
yeah.
Out of cover. And
Also, I mean, it's not.
you don't even have to charge the attack, and it will instant kill everybody, even 115 HP players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's not really a thing that is like overutilized or anything. So like it's kind of hard to compete with damage. So something that increases the tracking ability is probably warranted. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, we've got Cav. While we are making a single change to Cav, it would be wise not to underestimate its potency. We are lowering the time it takes for Cav to fully charge her special melee attack, coupled with the fact that the entire cast has had their melee time increased. This makes Cav uniquely positioned to capitalize on her passive strength more often. So, it was normalized. So, Cav's charge time for her melee attack was reduced to 0.8 to be even with all other...
Yeah, I figured that Cav would have need to be changed if they're going to do that, because it made sense to be like lining them up. What I still need to see with melee, especially with Cav, is
tracking
to have an option in the options to say I don't want any tracking to ever happen when I do my melees.
Yeah, it sometimes screws you up when like there's like other enemies in the area. Like, sometimes like you do like a full turn, like 90-degree turn to like hit someone next to you when you're trying to hit someone in front of you. So yeah,
you're trying to chase a red that's running away, and then you go for the kick on them. Your crosshair centered right on them, if not like leading a little bit where they're gonna go, and then you just crank a 90 and go towards the Douglas off screen.
Yeah, like, it's true.
Because of
it's really strong. This is actually like, one thing is this is gonna make Cav's chasing power like insane, because there's like such a, I mean, the difference doesn't seem like that much, but it's pretty big for her speed and her ability to escape as well, right? So pretty big change. Like once you have the timing down, then you can kind of just like throw it out every like 0.8 seconds. You'll be able to close like distance really easily. I don't really have a problem with it. I think it's fine. All right, Chavez. After the nerfs we gave Chavez in the last few patches, he seems to have settled in a healthier spot as a strong pick, but not an outlier. In this update, we are mostly focused on giving a more distinct use case to Sentinel versus Vigilante by making Vigilante a full fast-firing weapon archetype and balancing the Sentinel around its medium firepower. We're also making a tweak to Tough as Nails passive to make it a more viable choice in a very competitive passive ability landscape. So, base weapon Sentinel, the reload time is being increased by 0.1 seconds, and the crit multiplier has been decreased to 1.75.
I'm not sure I like that. It makes him weaker than Hans, and it was in a good spot where you could, if someone didn't have any health and they were exposed, you could double tap somebody, and now you can't. That seems a little weird.
Mod 1, I don't really play that much Chavez. It's a little hard for me to comment on it. Let's see, the Mod 1 Vigilante. So this is the weapon 2. So this is why I get kind of confused, because sometimes when people say like weapon 1, because it's like base and then like Mod 1, right?
I really wish that their naming convention was weapon 1, weapon 2, weapon 3.
Yeah, it that's why like sometimes I'll call like Red's shotgun, I'll call it 2 instead of 3, because it's mod 2. Vigilante reload time has been reduced from 1.8 to 1.65, so pretty significant speed increase there. Fire rate has increased from 1.8 to 2.3 bullets per second, but damage decreased by 20 to 18.
Not sure that's good as well. I think that's kind of bad, because now if you full mag dump somebody in the chest, there's a potential you won't kill them.
Yeah, also the crit multiplier. I see. Crit damage multiplier went down, but limb damage modifier went up.
I like.
So it's a little bit more consistent.
I get that they're raising the speed at which you can shoot, but like, you as Chavez, you can mag dump right now, and not kill somebody if that you get all shots on chest, right? Because that's 18 times 6.
Yeah, if they have
armor.
Purple or better armor.
Yeah, my head math is right. That's 108. Yeah, that's not a kill. I'm not sure that's good. I think they shouldn't change the damage there.
It might be for people that it's more of like the can't hit head option, like for people that want more consistent.
Yeah, but I mean,
DPS chest.
if you can't hit head, just play Larson.
True, but I mean, we can all agree that Larson is an outlier, so it's kind of comparing him to like Larson's damage. I think is.
This is a weird change considering where they take Larson.
Or red, or like red weapon 1, Madam weapon 1, like all these can kill 1, maybe even 2 players just hitting chest.
Yeah, I think that the main problem here is his mag, right? Is he's using a revolver, so he's kind of stuck with this kind of
he's stuck
mag
on
size.
6 rounds.
Yeah,
but damage 20 to 18. Like he can not kill somebody if he hits all his shots and just doesn't hit head.
Mm-hmm.
That seems a little off.
I mean, limb multiplier being 0.9 though is like pretty nice for like having a nice big target to hit, but you're gonna have to reload or melee basically. Maybe it will be good with like a melee attack, because then you could run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like anywhere on model and then slap them to kill.
Well, no, melee's kind of only useful in negative frames. Is when it really.
No, you can do it at the end.
Practical.
It's also good before the reload. So if your damage is not high enough, you can slap at the end, right? So like if you for example on Chavez were to like walk up to a person that like you knew was sus, you'd walk up to them and just blast them. Like say like you know they jump around and you're like still blasting them, and you're like hitting their legs, and then you just slap them at the end. You can get a kill that way.
I mean, it's the vigilante is. We need to look at the numbers.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
I mean, you can't really play devil's advocate to like hard stats is the problem. There's nothing really subjective here. Like this is 2.3 bullets per second, right? So you know that you've got, if you want to do 108 damage chest, you've got like
the time. The time is really high. You're right. The time is high. Yeah.
Compared to other characters that can do it in half the time,
1.4 second
this
kills.
isn't even a guaranteed kill.
If you land everything, yeah, that's 6.9. 6.
Right. The thing about Chavez is he's
hold on, wait, 2.3 bullets per second. So it would be roughly
2.6.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Compared to other people, it's not. Yeah,
it's not, just. And this is worse.
But consistent though.
Well, Red's consistent. She can kill 2 people in a magazine.
Yeah.
True. All right. Fair enough.
And has almost the same reload. Like red is like 1.75, right? It's like almost the same.
It's almost like maybe it wasn't necessary to lower the damage.
Yeah, they could have left that.
They could have just left that and it would have been fine.
Honestly, I don't think that the crit damage multiplier needs to. Honestly, here's my take. I think every weapon that Chavez had was perfect last patch. There was no change there was no change that needed to happen. They all filled their niche perfectly.
Okay. Let's see. So his passive 2, tough as nails. Overheal decay speed is now half as fast as before to give more opportunities to leverage it. Health numbers won't aggressively tick anymore, like you taking damage when overheal decays. All right. Hans. You haven't seen the Hans changes, right?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Chaos Shield's Hans main over here. Hans is getting some significant adjustments to this update. Spray patterns for his hipfire have been revisited to make them more efficient when close quarter fighting. More importantly, both of his wave-based passives, like the ones that emanate from him, have the added benefit of a slow to cause some friction that will keep enemies in your preferred range if you can get the drop on them. So like if you actually, you know what? That actually makes for people that like to shoot pretty far, that makes the other option pretty good. Right? There's like the one that emanates on the enemy instead of you. Right? Because then you can shoot across, like, you know, like for example on an exfil, right? When you're holding like the door to get into like the out of the vault, you can pop them, right? And it would slow everyone around them as well. So you get like a couple more shots on them. So that's actually like, could you see yourself taking that instead of the PB AoE one?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could here. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing about Hans. I don't main him because he's the character I want to play. I main him because I hate Larson. That's true. That's literally the only reason I play Hans. I would probably play Chavez over him.
Mm-hmm. You just want to kill Larson.
I just hate the instant escape Larson has. That's a free getaway.
Yeah.
And being able to deny him that, because most Larsons are bad and are carried by how easy and how powerful he is. So being able to just stop him from being able to get free escape, they panic and then they die because they don't know how to play the game.
Mm-hmm. So Hans, here's a really, his base guns. That's the one that a lot of people use. The fire rate has been increased to 1.4 shots per second, in addition to, I guess, adding a little bit more skill based to Hans by making it that his patterns are a lot more tighter, I guess it seems, to make it more reliable in close range shots. That's really good. It feels really bad, right, when you just hit like a bad pattern. It seems like this patch they're fixing a lot of the shotguns to be a lot more tighter pattern.
Yeah, the problem with his weapon one was it was like a dot in the middle that was consistent and then a circle around it. And the issue is like if you used his other weapons, which had an X pattern, if you were off a little bit left or right, you're going to lose like 2 pellets at the end of the X. But the problem with the circle is if you were off a little bit left or right, you're going to lose half a circle.
True.
Which was kind of bad.
Okay, let's see. We've got so his passive here, we've got Dreadful Presence. This is the one where the PB, the point blank AoE around himself, slows everyone for 2 seconds. I did not notice that. So around yourself, so this is the one to protect yourself, really. Like you get hit, it shoots around you, slows everyone around you, but also reveals everyone around you. Fear projection is that, so fear projection is when you shoot a person, right? When you reveal. How does fear projection work? I don't play Hans.
If you hit fear projection is the one where you break their cover and then it emanates from them.
Yeah, so spies caught inside the wave originating from them are slowed for 4.5 seconds.
Does that
catch the person that you hit too, or is that only people around them? I
would hope that it's inclusive. The problem is that this isn't a neutralize. So like you're still going to have to open with EMP anyway to stop like Larsons and stuff. True. So none of this matters, right? You don't know that it's a Larson when you shoot them in cover. So what's the point here?
No, EMP reveals too if you are breaking their cover. So it should count for them as well, right?
Yeah. It's
a matter of if it's inclusive or not of the target that is being hit. Do we not?
Well, so the wave only breaks cover. It doesn't, until this patch, it only break cover. It didn't do anything. It was the EMP orb that you'd shoot out, or the lightning bolt if you use that one, that would do the thing where they can't use their ability. It would neutralize them.
Yeah, but doesn't the neutralize does fear projection only proc on damage, like from your main gun?
No, it procs on the EMP as well.
So it should proc like on everyone that it hits, basically. Your fear projection.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, 4.5 seconds. That's huge.
But that's already how long the like existing slow is from the orb itself, anyway.
I see.
So usually, if I
now
use
it can catch people you don't hit with the orb.
Usually, if I fire the orb, I'm using it in a way where I hit as many people as possible and the intended target. Like I'm trying to line it up.
What's neat about this though is that you are going to be able to hit people because again, like in the case that this is of course for the extraction phase of the game, or the for the extraction phase of the game, you have a lot of cases where you're taking pot shots at people from across like a long distance with your slug, so you will be able to hit them with it a lot.
Yeah,
for 4.5 seconds slow, that's
handy.
pretty nice.
Fear projection stuff will be very handy for the end game.
Do you think you're gonna run? Do you see yourself running fear projection over dreadful presence, or?
Probably. I think that this would make me swap off of dreadful to fear.
Yeah. Okay. These changes are currently not described in Han's agent selection screen since they came in late. So it looks like the text is already like kind of in the game.
I would like to know what percentage these slows are though, because like a Yumi slow or an Ace slow is drastically different than a Han slow. So I wish that would say this slow
is the patch percentage. Is the patch out? What is this? Known issue that it won't be on the agent select screen. Why did they mention that? Is there a patch? There's no patch.
Maybe so they don't delay it.
I see.
Text.
True.
I don't know.
Maybe for translations. Okay, so that's the Han changes. Now we're on Larson. So this is the big one. Larson has been the top performing agent and has the highest pick rate for a little while now. While we don't want to lose what makes him unique and interesting, it's clear that his options are too potent currently compared to the rest of the cast. Our goal with this update is to tone Larson's oppressiveness down, give a better use case to his second expertise outside of the exploit he had with it, and make sure he has to play better to make full use of his very powerful expertise option. So base weapon silence, fire rate reduced, reload time increased.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like that much.
Well,
this is
his weapon one. It was a pretty fast kill on chest. Like I wouldn't say it was red speed. It was probably a little bit slower than red could just kill on chest.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right. So it's whatever. No one that was being strong with Larson was using a weapon one. This isn't a change that really matters.
So
this is the I can't hit head at all weapon, and
Cadence is the big one. Cadence is the big one, right? That's the yeah. Magazine size reduced from 18 to 14. That's pretty big. Magazine reduction from 18 to 14.
You kill it like 8 bullets.
Yeah.
None of this matters.
It's yeah. Ammo per box adjusted to new mag size, fire rate reduced from 10 bullets per second to 9. So it's a very slight reduction. So it doesn't seem like they really hit his damage. Just I guess his upper damage potential is that's it.
If like it should, in my opinion, it should be 9-12. So 9 body, 12 headshot. And this is like it just needs everything needs to come down with this. This doesn't change anything. He kills you before 14 bullets no matter what. So this is a 10% nerf in his fire speed, and you kill before you reload anyway.
This is mostly the interesting thing here is this is mostly hurting the magazine size reduce. I guess it's more affecting the low level play then with the magazine size reduction.
Maybe
it's gonna be harder.
You still kill chests before 14 bullets.
Yeah.
You don't even have to hit.
Base damage is 9, right?
This is like he's still stronger than like Chavez using the weapon that's intended for hitting chests.
It's a lot harder when he has to reload though.
His base value is 9 for chest shots, right?
Like if they want Cadence to keep the power it should be like 4 bullets per second. It should be like something where you get in a couple headshots and then poof away and you reposition and then you get a couple headshots and kill. This is insane.
It's interesting they went for magazine because like magazine size would be something you affect to hurt this hurts it hurts like it hurts the low level play in Larson more, right? Because the magazine size, while not affecting the TTK, affects low level play more than it affects high level, because a high level player is still going to kill you in 14, even less, right, with headshots. So it's just interesting that that's how they decided to nerf him rather than nerfing his damage. Because if you nerf his damage, it nerfs it for everybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's 9 bullets per second. So that is 18 times 9. So he's dealing 162 damage in 1 second on headshots.
Wait.
Like,
1 second. What are you talking about?
Isn't it 18 per headshot per bullet?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So he's doing 162 damage in 1 second. It's insane still. Like that number needs to be cranked down into way lower than what it is. Like
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the logic is behind this. I wish I could know why they're nerfing it this way.
Like if they're going to make it, like it should be like if it's going to be as powerful as, it should be like weapon 3, where you throw it a lot and it's got like 4 shots. This thing should be like a Derringer that shoots slugs or something. I don't. It needs to be like it needs to be
ridiculous. It needs to be not this.
Yeah, this doesn't change anything for anyone that deals with a Larson that knows how to aim.
Expertise base au revoir. Duration reduced from. So it looks like they're going with like a kind of a cross. You know what I would have loved to see personally? I would have loved to see them keep the ridiculous nature of like how annoying and how slippery he is, but just reducing his damage to make it so like he's not really good in a fight, but he's just very annoying. You know, like I feel like that would have been a much better niche than having him have assassin level damage. It just seems like it would have been a much better path for him.
Yeah, assassin level damage should come at the expense of not being able to escape, like Ace. But this is, I mean, it's good that they're nerfing the numbers. I think
it seems very it seems very just like how this it's like there's no direction for where they're trying to take them. They just like chopped off everything. You know what I mean? Like
they just cut off a couple numbers, but this doesn't change the way that, I mean, like 14 bullets.
He's definitely going to be weaker, but is it good design is the question.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know. These numbers, the damage is what needed to come down. I wanted to see Mod 1 Cadence damage brought down to like 12.
Well,
that would have made me happy.
What I would like to know is what the devs want him to be, right? Because you could do that if you wanted. I mean, then again, like his skills really, like the actual design of his kit really turns towards like the escapability aspect of him, right? The I steal you and I poof and I'm really annoying, right? But like having that hand in hand with high damage is really ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'd like to know. It'd be nice if like, you know, I could talk to a dev and say like, what is the design goal of Larson?
Because the important thing is the escape isn't just an escape. It's also a reposition. So if you're in a position where this guy, you hit a guy a couple times, they hit you, you have an exchange. Now you have a position where you can come out
and you get
an
the
angle
jump
they're not looking at and line up 2 headshots on them. And that's, again, 60 something damage before they can probably turn and react. And unless
it's
they're
so
an ace
versatile.
with a charged shot,
you can use it to run, you can use it offensively. Like there's it's very, very versatile, on top of him having like, you know, a, you know, top class DPS in the game, which is really nutty, I think.
Yeah, it's
so au revoir looks like the duration is being reduced to 6 from 7. I actually don't care about that. I don't know. Like I honestly like I like the idea of him being annoying and being escapable. So I don't know. This one I do like though. The cooldown extended from 60 seconds to 75. That one is that one is interesting because that penalizes him a lot harder for using it, which I think is fine. Decreasing the expertise value when canceled, so you can't do like the cav thing where you cancel the discover, so you can cancel it early. You could do the poof cancel, like if you use it offensively, basically you're rewarded with less cooldown. Yeah. Delay before immaterial kicks in after use increased. So he had a boot up for his iframes basically, and they that one's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird because like that makes it feel a lot more inconsistent. That's gonna feel really terrible.
Yeah,
for the Larson player, that's a bad change.
Inconsistency.
Yeah, as much as I hate Larson, don't get me wrong, I fucking hate him and I hate when he gets away. But this is a
that's just gonna be the people who are like, I pressed F.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's gonna feel bad design wise, like as a player.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I don't like Larson. I do play Larson. I do play Larson sometimes. I hate when I have to fight him, but I think thinking from the point of view of a Larson, like this is gonna feel terrible in design. I think this is not a good idea.
Yeah, it should be something that he can do reliably if you don't hit him with an EMP.
Also, a little bit of context for YouTube. I was a competitive game designer for Balance, so I'm looking at it from the point of view of a developer. Go ahead. Yes, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. It's just this is
not good. Yeah, I think this is a good change. The cooldown extension is a good change because this makes it a lot more valuable of a resource.
Yeah, the decrease from refund and increased cooldown makes it so you can't just use it as a reposition and then use it immediately again after a fight.
I actually
it's good.
This might be a little hot. I don't think that this was necessary. Duration reduced 7 to 6. I don't think it was necessary. I think it was fine. Already at 7.
I think that it's a good thing.
You think so?
And here's why. With a blue expertise or a blue cover accelerator, you could press F, sprint, and get your full cover back.
So you need purple now, or
I feel
or
like you should have needed a purple or gold to make that work. Yeah, this will make it so when he comes out of his thing, he will not be in cover if he is sprinting, and that's probably a good thing.
Okay.
Because if you, I think that this is
that makes some sense, but like I have no problem with him being escapable. It's the combination of the escapability, the annoying escapability, plus his just absolute kill potential is the problem. It's like having both together is a problem.
Yeah. Again, it was the same problem that they nerfed Rupert for, and the problem was they double nerfed Squire, right? They nerfed his Aegis cover, and they nerfed his damage. So now he's almost bottom tier.
Yeah.
But
I think one thing
Larson still has both. He still has the lethality and he still has the escape.
I think one thing that this is a game dev comment in general. I think one thing a lot of designers need to do is really take a look at like what is the goal of the character? What is the point of them existing in the game? Like what kind of gameplay do they bring forward? And they really need to like make you feel that. And then all the rest really, like, you don't need to have it, right? Like the high damage, like on this is just both of them together just does not synergize. It doesn't synergize into healthy gameplay. Okay, mod 1. So this is skill 2, grand finale, and this would be his run around wherever the hell it runs really far.
This is his AOE, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
It's Towards the Chapeau is the one where he runs around. Okay, grand finale is the one that creates the zone, the smoke zone. Okay, we've made some changes to grand finale to enable more interesting team play with it, but also address the cheesy strategy of peeking and shooting instantly without any reaction time on the receiving end. We think its new iteration will be more fair, but also more interesting for Larson and his team.
Yeah.
Larson and his allies can now shoot at any time inside. Shooting immediately breaks immaterial. A delay of 1.5 seconds without shooting is necessary to go immaterial again. Okay. Height has been raised to prevent jumping from the top, even in stairs. Oh, so like you can't
no jump peeking.
Wait, height has been
the meta. So the meta was to deploy on a incline and then go to the top of the incline and then jump out so you could shoot.
I see, and then you land in it basically.
And then you land back in it. Yeah, that was what the meta was with the ability.
Okay. Cooldown extended. Again, that's good. Make it more valuable. Keep the power. Delay before the zone drops in after press has been reduced. Oh, that's nice. Delay before zone drops in after press reduced by like half almost. Makes it a lot more like it feels more responsive. More responsiveness is always good, I think. So this is fine with that.
So here's my take. If you shoot, you shouldn't be able to go. You shouldn't be able to go invisible in the thing at all again. The 1.5 seconds that shouldn't be a thing. It should be you go in it once, you go invisible once, and then it lets you reposition in it and shoot once. And you can't, or not just once, but like start shooting again. But you can't go invisible. The thing about it, like doing this, like the issue was that it creates this cloud, and this is meant more for team play. And you having this like juggling, bouncing team on a stairwell or whatever, where they're just poofing in and out is kind of obnoxious.
I think sure, but like I guess I don't really have much of a problem because I feel like it does have counterplay in the fact that it's a zone. Yeah. So I don't think it's as bad, but sure it is obnoxious, I'll say. But like Larson is obnoxious, right? So it's kind of like that's what I mean. Like it kind of fits his thing. I would rather have them keep
change how we play around it.
It is, yeah.
Because right now we sit and watch the edges, wait for someone to pop out. Now we're all vulnerable to like an ace
circle, yeah,
or long boy Chavez.
Well, this is really good combined with an ace or like long boy. Yeah, you're right.
Anyone with high headshot alpha.
Yep.
Because we were fighting them, right? So we're out of cover.
Yeah.
This just gives them free lineup potential. So we'll have to scatter now.
Again, though, it sort of has a similar effect to like Chavez's zone, where it's just really rough to fight them when they're in it. Kind of want to move away from it, wait it out or something. Unless you already had them pretty low, in which case, like maybe you could find them in it.
Yeah, my biggest fear though is that if this is getting buffed like it is, so where it's something that you're intended to stand and fight in, you're also going to see Chavez, but like we're going to go back to where season 1 was, where we're back in the buff stacking meta. Because if Yumi gets a buff as well in any way, oh god, if Yumi gets a buff in any way as well, we're gonna see the case where there's just going to be there's a team fight, and then everybody's gonna press F in one spot and then hold their ground, and if not, it's a complete reset of the fight.
It is, yeah. It looks like it is a fight. You could do that, like a fight reset. But
I'll wait till I see you.
In the case of Larson, he is giving up like his other ability, which is really strong. Like he's giving up his other abilities, which are like the super strong free escape. So it's kind of
the thing about immaterial though. Like what's the duration of grand finale? Isn't it still like 15 seconds or something? It's insanely long.
You mean like it's enough time for his team to get to him?
It's enough time for his team to get to him and help him. Because grand finale is something you use in team play more than anything else, right? It gives the exact same power here.
I don't know. I don't think so because he can escape solo without compromising his team.
Yeah, the only case is where it's like he's the last one alive on his team, then it's not as good. But yeah, I feel like if this is the case, we're going back to buff stacking, being meta.
Okay. So his second ability, which is the Tour du Chapeau, this is the one where he can move. Wait, what? This is the one where he can run really far, right?
Yeah.
Duration reduced to 6. Wait, what? Isn't that the same as the other one?
It's well, the thing is he's amped while he goes, so he's faster.
Yeah, but I mean, is that worth the trail? Like it's kind
of it's worth it in solo play if you're doing briefcase shenanigans. Because you get to go
you get to run really, really fast, yeah.
Without building meter on the case.
It's all the same sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Increase the cooldown of the ability. Delay before, again, like I don't like this change. Delay before immaterial kicks in. Increased. Don't like that. For reasons of game consistency.
It's like with Grand Finale, they acknowledged that consistency needed to be a thing, but then they nerfed the consistency of the other two. I don't know. it's all off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like they nerfed I feel like they nerfed the things that I think is interesting about Larson, and then they kept the things that makes him awful. You know what I mean? Like makes him like the damage is what was the problem with Larson. It's not his. You know, although this stuff is very annoying. It's going
to be the problem.
It's very annoying. It's very annoying, but like Larson should be annoying.
Yeah.
And so nerfing what makes him annoying, and then keeping the thing that people aren't excited about to play him is just frustrating.
Yeah, like in my eyes, what needs to happen is they need to just get rid of the whole your meter doesn't increase while invisible thing, and make it so the ping doesn't happen until the end of your invisibility, right? And then I'd be okay with sort of the third skill being like even 10 seconds long, because then it wouldn't be overpowered in the sense where you can just run and go halfway across the map and not build any meter on your case, because that's the real problem with it. But honestly, I'd rather see it going 8 seconds to 10 seconds, and then you still build the meter on the case while moving around invisible. And the ping.
I mean, you can still see where he's going too, really. So it's I like it.
Does Larson regain cover while immaterial?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
He shouldn't. I think that's the big change they need to make.
Really, I don't have a problem with that.
Make his cover
personally.
restart when he leaves his poof.
Like Turgid Chapeau feels like the least annoying to deal with, because you can kind of see where he's going.
Yeah, so one of the big things about like his level 1 poof is, okay, you did it, and he's in like a corridor. Well, he could jump down the stairs, he could go out the door, he could run the other way.
You have to basically
and every option that he gives is a increase to the level of dice roll that you need to guess to do it. So like you can, and then there's obviously the skill gap where it's like, okay, none of these doors open, so he hasn't gone through a door yet. So I know that he either went this way or this way, and then you like, okay, I'm going to take this, and it's a 50-50 if I catch him or not, whatever. And that's how it should be, and I can understand reducing the duration for that to make it a little less annoying if you guess wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing about his third skill is that's gone. There's a particle effect that trails him, and in that way, I think that it should be even longer.
Yeah, I agree. It could be that they changed it for case reasons, which is not a good reason to change it.
It doesn't address the problem
exactly
at like the core of the problem. It's just a number tweak. The core of the problem is that the case meter doesn't build while he's moving while invisible.
I just feel like in general these Larson changes are just off, like all of them.
Yeah, I think almost everything here, except for maybe the base weapon number tweaks.
There is a pickpocket change. So let's go over that real fast. So the pickpocket adjusted heat per run guesses to be higher to fit new heat levels. So it's still not a full heat in one go, but it's higher. And VIPs give more heat when pickpocketed.
I mean, increasing it's a good thing. I still think that it should be you should have penalty for consecutive fails. So you don't. It's not something. It's like, okay, every elite guard, I'm gonna just pickpocket and do a quick check on that type of deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you could fix this. I don't know how I feel about that one. I think I've expressed that before. I don't know how I feel about that specific solution, but definitely there needs to be something.
Because if you don't get a heat level, it is not a penalty. That's
exactly.
Like that's the truth. Full stop. because
That's still one free check, which is very
that's
strong.
a free check. You don't have a penalty, so it's a free check. Sure, it takes a little bit longer to do it again, but it's still a free spy check.
It's a free, like, almost resources check.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, yeah, most of pain. All right, Madam. We are making some adjustments to Madam Shu's weapon. This update to try to make a better case as to why you should use each of her weapon options. Long Shen has been the dominant weapon in her arsenal recently, so we're making a few tweaks to its damage output and overall feel, while giving an overhaul to Swanu to give a harder hitting light machine gun feel. Nice. So weapon 2, Long Shen damage has been reduced from 12 to 10 per bolt. And the refire delay after burst has gone down. Okay.
So it's more spammable but less damaging?
Yes.
I'm curious what the math would be.
Yeah, we need to see the math for it. So like
that's a what? Is that even like a change to it or damage? It's like
does it
it's
change
obviously a change to
the
her ammo efficiency, but is that like a change to her DPS at all? It seems like it's about identical. It's probably gonna be about identical.
well, what's important is the kill values, like TTK, like what kill values do you breach, right?
Yeah.
Per hit. So right now was it 52? Is it 52?
It was like 52 or 56 is what it was for headshots. Yeah, it was big. It was a pretty big chunk.
It was huge, yeah. So you're losing. I guess you could just reduce that by percentage, right?
Yeah.
So it should stop it from killing, but barely, right?
Yeah, it's just gonna
wait. But the refire delay after burst actually makes it faster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's interesting. Yeah, this one we'd have to test out.
It's like the same damage, but it's more spammable.
No. Because if you can still get the kill with the 2-shot melee, if you can still get the kill with that, like headshot, body shot melee. Actually, no, you shouldn't be able to anymore. I think.
I don't think you'll be able to.
You'll be able to. Yeah. Well, that's good then. That's good because that was really OP. Honestly. Yeah. This one we'd have to actually look at the times because we have to like basically lab some openers with her to kind of see, right? Because the game, all that matters is breaking HP values at whatever body armor level, right? That's the important part. Like
if you're talking ambushes, that's what matters. Is what
the problem really was that. So it'll be interesting to see what levels are broken at what distances with Long Shen, I think. So I think I'll kind of hold off. I do think it was too strong. So like the damage being reduced, fine. We'll have to see, I guess, if it affects how much it affects, because she was the type of character that was really on the line, right? Like she was really on the line, like those values, like hitting you, like two-shotting you. So it'll be interesting to see how much this affects it. So there's a pretty big change here with the Swanu, which is her LMG crossbow, and it looks like the rev up time has been doubled. So it takes like twice the amount of time to like start to fire. So there's like the little rev up as it starts to fire. So it takes 2 seconds to get to the full speed, which is significantly longer. 2 seconds is like an eternity in this game, right? But the fire rate has been changed from 4 to 3 bolts per second. And
isn't that slower?
Wait, starting fire rate. Wait, didn't I see them increase the damage on this? Am I wrong? I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Seems like this seems like it's almost nerfs across the board. It's like big nerfs.
Wait, I thought
were people using this? Did people think this is OP?
Starting fire rate from 4 to 3 bolts per second. Wait, I swear I saw them increase the damage. Am I wrong?
Yeah, this looks like a nerf.
This is
why is it? Because I remember how I told you I skimmed this earlier. I thought I saw a damage increase in there.
Weren't people only complaining about the bug with it, like where you can fire at full fire rate immediately?
Yeah. Starting fire rate 4 to 3.
Did they not
Yeah, this
fix
is
that
what?
bug?
I'm confused.
Yeah,
Harder hitting light machine gun filler with more present rev up time. Wait, am I wrong? I thought I saw them increase the damage on it. Did they not?
This is yeah,
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems coming out of left field. When I thought of Madam and like what made me afraid of Madam, it was going to be
Long Shen.
Long Shen.
Yeah.
Where she's like, oh, you stood still for like a quarter of a second, and now you're missing half your HP bar.
Yeah, that's weird. I swear, like for some reason, like I feel like I just got like split dimension into like an alternate timeline or something, because I vaguely remember reading that it had damage increase.
Yeah, that to me, the Swanu is
now that's weird. Now that I'm reading it, it's weird. Yeah, I just got Mandela effect like live on stream right now. Like I really thought, like I remember thinking like, oh, they buffed the LMG damage, but they made it take longer. That's cool. Now you can like really lay down the fire, but it takes a little bit for you. You know, the skill there is like lining it up, getting it like, you know, staying alive while you're revving it up, and then bam, you're just mowing people down. Yeah, I just gaslit myself. Weird. This is strange. I don't get this.
Yeah, it seems like it's coming out of left field. I don't think anyone was thinking that the Jean Wu is overpowered unless they're like fighting someone exploiting the bug.
Which doesn't seem like. Did they say they fixed it?
I didn't read it. I honestly haven't got there yet. But if it's not fixed, then maybe that's why they're doing it. But as like a temporary solution, and in which case, okay. But if this is like the intended thing,
they should have said that in the notes. Yeah, that's weird. All right, so moving on to Red, Love Bite has been the least performant tool in Red's arsenal, and with this update, we're giving it a bit of love. While it breaks our heart to remove the heart-shaped spray, God bless, it did limit us quite a bit on balancing side. We believe that these tweaks will make Red's shotgun far more enticing option for close quarters. I already didn't think it was bad, but this is nice. A little bit of consistency. I'm always a fan of putting more of it into the player's hands. Spray tweaks on both hipfire and ADS for more reliable. Fire rate increased to 1.15 shots per second. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine with it.
That's fine.
This is fine. All right, Squire, here you go. Your boy Rupert, baby Rupert. After plenty of extensive lists of changes in High Alert, we are leaving Squire untouched for this reason. Wait. He is now closer to the rest of the cast in terms of analytics.
Ooh.
Ouch.
He went off analytics only?
Yeah, that's not great. He's still a very strong pick with a big presence. We will continue monitoring Squire's trajectory with all the changes to the rest of the class, but for now, he gets a rest. Passive Sixth Sense applies a real trace with distance indicator and expected behavior. That's it.
Yeah. Again, I've talked about this before in the previous video, but Squire got both of his levers pulled down. He got the armor, Aegis cover effect pulled down, and he got his weapon 3's damage on every metric possible on his weapon 3 got nerfed, which was the one that let you, if you were a good shot, actually be good with Squire. Yeah, there's nothing here. The Squire's still not going to be playable at top tier.
All right.
Over other characters.
So yeah, I agree with that. Basically, Yuumi, we are so Yumi's the big one. Yumi's the weakest character in the game. We are bringing more adjustments to Yuumi in a continuous effort to make her more competitive. We've revisited charge times after launch and after further. Wait, sorry. I want to say one more thing. It is a little heartbreaking that he's closer to the rest of the cast in terms of analytics. When just mathematically, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We revisited charge times after launch, and after further considerations and overall performance analysis, we feel these should be brought back down to make charge shots more accessible. We are bringing a highly requested change to meta field and giving back a bit more gadget cooldown reduction on our base passive to lean more into the gadgeteer aspect of her playstyle. So tactical slingshot charge time has been reduced from 1.2 seconds to 1. And this is the big one right here. This is huge. Boosted charge projectile speed for landing further shots. This could be like a lot more consistent for Yuumi players. What do you think, Shy, as our resident Yuumi player? You hope, yeah. I guess it depends because it doesn't say.
I mean, they didn't do anything about the hitbox of the projectile, so
that's true. That I feel like that would be a very easy change. Oh, well, sorry, not. I don't know. I don't know the code of this game. Could be really hard, but right, that would be like a really good change. Is to just make her projectile feel more consistent as far as like how it hits people. Which is what Chaos mentioned earlier with like the two hitbox method for projectile weapons, where its collision hitbox is different than its collision hitbox against objects versus against players.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I feel like the biggest problem that makes Yuumi hard to play is if there is anything in the way, any object, any other like AI, the chances that you hit those compared to a normal hit scan player is like 20 times higher. So if there is any guards or any civilians just even crouching sometimes, because Yumi's so damn short, like even if they're crouching trying to avoid fire, and because of how short Yuumi is, they'll sometimes eat a shot just just because the hitbox is a giant
jump
cannonball
all the time.
Yeah, it's just because her hitbox is a giant cannonball to everything, including players. But because of that, like if there's like you can't like jiggle peek a wall, you have to wide peek the wall, because if you jiggle peek and take your shot, it's just going to hit the corner of the wall.
Yep.
Even if it's completely off of your screen at like a normal FOV, you can completely space it so you're like the corner of the wall you're peeking around isn't even on your screen, and sometimes you'll hit it. That's how insane it is, and that needs to change.
Yeah. Okay, mod 1. So yeah, we will have to see. It doesn't actually say like how much like what it's like actual like what it's old distance traveled versus like new. It doesn't actually say it, so we'd have to see on that one. Experimental split shot charge time. So it looks like her charge time has been reduced across the board. So like
no, they're just bringing it back to what it was.
Bringing it back to what it was before. Charge time down from 1.5 to 1.3 with heavy long shot. So I guess this is a we missed basically with that.
But still no partial power on a partial charge.
Yeah. True. All right.
Yeah. Like I've said this before. Like every gun character, you take shots at an opportunistic level, right? You have to, like, someone peeks, you shoot them. But Yuumi, if your slingshot isn't ready and they peek, do you shoot them? Because if they go back around cover and you're not charged, you lose your damage. But if they do, then you also lose your damage because you're not charged. Whereas if it was a linear scaling to peak, if you take the shot opportunistically like every other character can, you wouldn't be losing damage because it would be based on how far along your charge progress is.
Yeah,
So,
they had that at start.
So it's like it almost feels like feel like they misdiagnosed what made Yuumi strong completely. So I mean, the other thing here is we're going back to Metafield now, which is like, you know, a little bit scary because Metafield is a thing that kind of made her get these nerfs in the first place. The bubble now only heals Yuumi and her allies, and so you can no longer steal heals from enemies. I mean, it does feel bad when you can steal the heal from enemies. How do you guys feel about it?
I've never had a problem with that.
I feel like Yuumi wants people to shift W towards her because then they're easier to hit with the long shot headshot. That's okay. My fear here is that now, because
it's going to synergize
heals,
with a lot of
you're gonna have the Larson
stacking
now,
again,
and we're going back to buff stacking.
Larson, Yuumi, and
Chavez.
Oh yeah,
we're going
and you're getting back to healing faster now.
Yeah, when you take that's so weird. Like, what is that? Like, what is that change?
It's
like,
like good, make her stronger, but I don't think these were
making
necessarily the ways.
Yeah.
The taking a look at the projectile collision was probably the top way to make her stronger. changed nothing else, and that would have made her stronger because it would have allowed her to hit more often.
Then again, you know what? Oh, I do think that people stealing the heals does feel kind of bad. It does feel kind of bad. Here's the weird thing, though. Here's the thing that I don't know if they thought about this, but are they going to change the color of the bubble?
Yeah, true.
Right? Because if they leave it green, then as in like people on your team see it as green, enemies see it as green, they're not going to be able to tell if they have two Yumis. How are they going to know which one is theirs? So I don't know if they thought about that, but that's like a actually huge game design problem. So
green swirlies is usually a sign that you're getting healed in pretty much everything. So now if it's not something that you can heal in, that's going to be
really bad. Yeah. Really, really bad. Just make it blue, as in like it's blue for. You still need to see. The problem is you need to be able to. I'm sorry, people from chat saying just make it blue, but you still need to be able to tell the difference between your Yumi's bubble and an enemy Yumi's bubble, regardless, right? Especially if it doesn't heal you. So before it didn't matter because it healed you regardless, right? So no matter which Yumi's bubble you're in, it doesn't matter. Now it matters, right? So it doesn't seem like we'll have to see. I mean, this is something that they're really gonna have to address. It's gonna be a problem if they don't fix that. All right. Passive base quick fix gadget cooldown reduction from 50% to 65%.
That's probably a good thing.
That's probably fine. What do you think, Shy?
Yeah, I don't really rely on that. It relies on you destroying your gadgets. I pick mine up all the time.
Yeah, I feel like most people pick up their gadgets anyway.
Be good on like bounce pad.
Most people that are running Yumi passive probably aren't going to be running the EMP on destruction passive.
Yeah.
So like this is just
like you get this just in case you have to break something of yours. You'll get it back a little faster.
Yeah.
Her passive is already underwhelming.
Yeah, what I would like to see with Yumi to make her synergize better is make her weapons behave differently if people are under the effects of gadgets, to make her a gadget-based character, because she's supposed to be the one.
Well, she does have one where you could destroy a gadget on someone and slow him.
Yeah.
It's an interesting ability.
But like, I'd like to see like, okay, hey, if someone's tracked with your dart, well, your slingshot hits them better or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that type of thing would be interesting. Like, oh, your split shot does extra damage with the middle pellet if they're under the effect of a goo pit trap or a trace dart from a gadget or something. That type of stuff is what
might be a little
like
complicated design wise, but
I mean,
there's ways you could do it. It would just be rough.
Traced is yes. Like, I don't know.
I mean, no, because it would have to originate from the gadget, right? So you'd have to,
I don't know. I would like to see.
There's things you could do.
Yeah, I'd like to see effects where, hey, your weapons and even maybe your abilities, I don't know.
I really like the destroy one, the one where you destroy your gadget and then it leaves a EMP field. It's very nice because you can drone into a person and then blow it up, right? Yeah. I've seen people use it that way. It's pretty interesting. One thing, so recon drone, so this is also kind of like great for Yumi in a way. You can now open unlocked doors that you have key cards for with the drone. That's pretty interesting for some like fake outs or something. Like it'll be kind of neat. Okay. This added functionality to make it more potent recon tool and to look around the map for rivals and vault terminals. So wait a minute. This means that you could have a blue card and a purple card, and you could look for vaults with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's kind of...
You can park it and then look for the vaults.
Uh-oh.
Did we want to address camping? Or make it easier?
That's rough, actually. That has a lot of gameplay implications, because once you have those on a gadgeteer character that has recon drone, You could.
So the doors things is important because now the droners are going to be inside. They're not going to be weird standing still civilians outside.
That's true, because that's how I found that one Yumi that was using the drone, is because I knew that he needed a window, right?
Yep.
So it's
and
going
they don't
to
need
be
that anymore.
That's going to be very drone just got a lot better in like a way I don't know if that's good. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it makes it hard to counterplay.
I think this is I think this is gonna be bad, but we'll see. Oh god, hack trap got buffed, really? Oh no, okay. Trace time lowered, but okay. The hack trap is now more reliably useful by triggering on security. By triggering on security doors, even if the victim uses a key card to enter. Oh my god.
Wow, that's insane.
That's insane.
Buff.
What the hell? This added reliability means we have to lower the time the trace lasts to make it more temporary rather than a long form trace. I mean, the trace was really damn long. Like literally, like remember, like someone would get hack trapped by Ira, and we'd literally run across the map and kill them. So this is We hope the changes make the hack trap more popular choice for tracking loadouts and keeping tabs on their spies. This is gonna be kind of rough, I think. Hack trap now triggers when a key card is used to open a trapdoor. Hack trap users now gain 3 intel every time someone triggers one of your traps. That's weird. What?
I'm not sure I like the trap
That's
door
weird.
change. It feels like the value.
Yeah, because you have to enter those doors.
Like, is the expectation now that you follow in guards on doors and stuff?
Yeah,
it's
but do that on a purple.
Unreliable.
Do that on a purple. That's rough.
Yeah.
Hack trapper gets early blue key, and then just hack traps every purple. Right? You have enough to do it.
Yeah.
So now every single purple door is going to be hack trapped.
You'll know exactly when. That's rough.
Does this work on Spyglass?
Yeah, hack trap triggers on Spyglass.
Oh.
But yeah, what the hell? That's
an insane buff.
Who asked?
I mean, the lower trace time is down to 12 seconds. But yeah, like what is this? Like I don't understand it. Mimic got nerfed, so you can't push bodies around with it anymore. Shieldbrella. We've been talking for a while about the frustrating nature of a deployed Shieldbrella. There are multiple factors that we believe are core to the problem. The crux of the issue is that the deployed version of the shield is always the best option for a shield user, even in close range, because it enables them to juke around the shields to land shots. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't shoot.
It allows you to shoot.
It allows you to shoot. That's
why it's good.
Yeah.
Even in close range, because it enables them to juke around to land shots. With this update, the deployed version has a very visible weak point. At its base, any shot, no matter the damage to the weak point, will destroy it instantly.
I always thought it needed that. I shot that so many times in the beginning.
The goal with this to have a quick response in close quarters is to negate the shield easily while keeping it as a good option in longer range fights where the weak point is hard to hit. The second part is giving a better use case for the in-held version. They are giving the portable version more HP to make it a good disengage while moving away, or take a few hits as you reposition.
It's not going to be a good disengage unless you can sprint backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't.
The way you face.
You can't use it. Yeah, you can't. You lose too much move speed by facing backwards. I guess if you're like almost at a corner, it'd be like the only time really. Right, like if you're almost at a corner.
Yeah, the only use case to ever using in hand is, I know that you're going to spy check me, miss ace or whoever, so I'm just gonna hold a shield on you, so you burn your first shot and waste it, and then I'm gonna open on you because you won't have the headshot reduction.
Yeah, that type of deal. Because you could use it while disguised, so that was like
if I was suspicious that someone is an ace, especially like weapon 3, what I would often do is I would try to not open on them because
I just want to say that I think this hack trap change is incredibly dangerous for the game. Like I can see this making the game unplayable. Right, like this is dangerous.
Right.
This one, these two changes. Remember, we talked about how we did our tier list of the gadgets, and we said the recon drone and the hack trap are incredibly underrated.
Yeah.
These buffs combined have the ability to completely destroy the game, like make the game unplayable.
People, you're thinking solo, and it's like, okay, there's 15 or 5 things that they can deploy it on. Well, teams, there's 15 things people can deploy it on. Right. That is every heal. That is every door. That's everything that you can have complete control over now. That's so huge. Yeah.
Oh, this is actually, I think, the scariest changes. This patch
for sure.
This can actually ruin the game. Actually, like it could make the patch completely unplayable. We'll have to see. But I think this is going to be a problem. I'm like fairly certain, actually. I'm like 90% certain this is a problem.
We'll start needing to bring a scrambler. Better to
does that work?
Yourself in the,
does that work
in the short term to disable potential hack trap than ping someone across the map that you're there?
So now it's like, see, this is a problem. It's like, what is that necessary now to even play the game? To have the scrambler?
Does the scrambler make it? Does it, like, if you tap scrambler, does it get rid of the hack trap on the device?
I mean, you have to open it still.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Doesn't it disable things?
Test it.
Doesn't it disable it for Intel though, and like a lot of other interactables? Like you can't even interact with it when scrambled.
See, the problem is that also that feels bad both ways, right? It feels bad in the way of like, I guess I have to have a scrambler, and it's like, oh well, now my hack trap is useless. It's like double bad. You know what I mean? Like it's bad in both senses.
Yeah,
this is really, really bad.
I'm definitely afraid of this hack trap change because this is going to be.
Think about the gameplay that is going to cause. Everyone's like, what? You're just going to follow people into rooms the only way?
I think you're going to see, at least in teams, you're going to see 3 hack traps.
You're going to see people not doing anything.
Ace Chavez Yumi, and nothing's going to happen the entire game because you're going to have Ace Chavez Yumi players and stuff like that where they just stack up 1, 2, 3, go, instant kill people.
The thing is, you can't even go into a room and like with the hack traps. Say like everyone sets their hack traps early. Like you can't even go into a room. You can't even like do like the solo player like kind of like sneak into a room and take the thing anymore. You just actually, you know what's going to be crazy actually is the secret entrances are going to be a lot more crazy. So bounce paddable ones, right?
Well, I thought they were getting rid of some of these in the patch.
Like that's true. That is true. But a lot of those bounce paddable ones are going to be significantly more powerful to use, right?
You still have to go through the purple, like.
That is true. The purple one is just dead, right? Like, it's just dead.
There's 5 purples. There's usually like 5 heals. We're talking.
You know what's funny?
Five miscellaneous things.
Dude, I almost feel like the play now is to like literally stand in front of a blue door and wait for someone to walk up to hack trap it, and then you kill them. Right?
Is there an audio cue when someone applies a hack?
No,
trap
but they have to walk up to it and apply the hack trap. So now you're gonna have teams sitting there, like I'm just waiting for we know that everyone's gonna run hack traps. So we're just gonna literally sit in front of this door, wait for someone to hack. We're gonna all 3 of us run like into enemy territory, wait in front of a blue door, wait for someone to walk up to hack trap it, and we're just gonna kill them. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be such a weird like
all this
meta.
This is going to make the game so slow. If people are worried that people are just going to want to fight, this is what this is going to become because everybody's just going to want to fight because no one's going to want to do the objective because they put themselves in way too much risk from hack traps and drones.
Yep.
As a result of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is.
Yeah.
Okay. Last changes: field upgrades balance, field agent kit, making some adjustments to field agent kit. We're keeping the gold version. Wait, which one? Oh, field agent kit was cool. Was that cooldown reduction? Yeah. So it's being kind of looks like just reduced, nerfing it slightly. It's too much of an impact on high cooldown characters. Nutritional supplement is going to be fucking strong. Buffs to nutritional supplement basically across the board, especially for purple. Purple is quite nice, and blue, especially because they're adding a lot more like guaranteed food. So there's that.
Yeah.
Bunch of bug fixes.
I could see like a gray or green nutritional supplement being really powerful in this.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really, really good. And it looks like a bunch of things here with the general, bunch of bugs, maps, LOD issues, vault terminals were present. Wait, what? Silver Reef with 4 vault terminals. I've never seen that. Rare. Yeah, these are all bugs at the end. So what do you guys think? I don't know. I mean, I do like that they didn't. I mean, we gotta give credit where credit is due. I do like that they made it so that they're reconsidering the alarm. Like that was a really bad idea, but the rest of the patch just feels really off.
Well,
yeah.
Ace's changes like they seem all right. I'm not sure that I like it necessarily because the benefit to Ace's tracking was that it worked on invisible gamers, which gave it a power unique to beat traces.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of these are misses. Like the Ace shotgun, the red shotgun, that's a good change. Han's shotgun changes slightly, probably good.
I don't know what the design
but
goals of a lot of it are, or I feel like it's not thought through. Almost,
yeah, like,
I'd like to know. I'd like to know like what they think. It would be interesting to like actually hear from the devs as to like what their reasoning is and like what their goal is for a lot of these changes. Because I feel like I don't understand what their possible thoughts could be behind
so
it.
Here's my thought.
Besides analytics, again, sorry, one more thing. Besides analytics, right? Them seeing Hack Trap is not being used a lot. The drone is not being used a lot. Squire is statistically doing well. Like I feel like those are like a lot of the changes don't feel like design. They feel like they're responses to analytics, right?
Yeah. Like here's the thing. I feel like if Larson's fucking Cadence, his weapon 2, had 6 shots in its magazine, it would still be strong. That's how powerful it is. And the problem is the damage.
Give me one
sec,
Cass. Keep going.
Just kill you. It's so quick. So the fact that they haven't reduced the damage makes it so he can just hose you down just as fast. It was ridiculous that if I'm playing Hans, the character who is like the point blank eliminator, and I chose to EMP as my opener, my neutralize. It's not technically EMP. That's Yumi, but I chose to neutralize as my opener. I lost opening damage with my shotgun, which means the Larson could turn 180 and kill me faster than I could kill him at optimal range. And if I chose to shoot him with my shotgun as my opener, he would lay poof and be safe, and often able to just reposition on me and kill me anyway, because of how insane the damage is. And that doesn't seem like it's getting tweaked at all.
Yeah, it didn't touch at all what made him dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oppressive.
Again, like it feels like a very analytics-based approach. It doesn't feel like it's really has any design principles behind it.
Yeah, everybody that was playing Larson here, everybody that's playing Larson is not going to have to reconsider playing a different character at all. They're not even have to give a second thought to it. They're just going to be like, okay, well, it's a little bit harder now. Whereas like when the Squire nerf hit, I just had to drop Squire. He's way like insanely worse. He's not as tanky. Doesn't do as much damage. He's just harder to hit with in general because he's less. Everything about his only skill-based weapon was nerfed to the ground.
I would really like to see them use Squire as kind of like a good baseline character for like all the other tweaks. Or I
don't know if that needed to happen.
I want to know what the reasoning. I want to know what the goals are behind the changes, right? Like what do they want each character to be? Like the identity of the character, you know?
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
I would love to see.
Sorry, Cavalier has a really good identity. She tracks you down and then she opens on you and kills you, right? Because she's got low mag capacity, so she can't usually kill more than one person in a magazine. But she kills really quick. She has high damage. She's good at it. She's got a solid identity. Chavez has a great identity. He's got a big revolver. He's the dad with a lot of HP, and you can trust him.
He's like the showdown dude. Like he fucking
reliable,
stands there and shoots
right?
you, and then he has the defensive capabilities.
Hans has a good identity. Like a lot of characters are really solid in their identity. Red is really solid. Like, but then you've got characters like Larson and Madam, which break the scoundrel because they have high damage. Like this, it seems like these characters are designed with an escape and a outplay capacity, but they have so much damage that the better outplay is to just keep shooting them.
Basically, like the scoundrels shouldn't be toe-to-toeing people on even footing, a better footing. Yeah, that's weird. You shouldn't. A
scoundrel shouldn't be like on an even field. They shouldn't be on a better foot just to keep clicking at you. That should never be the case with any scoundrel by design, in my opinion. A scoundrel should have the edge when, like, you shoot someone twice as Madam, and then you snap, and then you shoot them in the back as they hose your little ghost.
You know, it'd be interesting sometime to do a stream where we just take each character, put them into a sort of have a design goal for each character, and then like redesign everything around that, just like as a theoretical thing. Would be kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that sometime.
Like,
we are by the way almost at an hour and a half. So we gotta wrap it up a little bit.
Well, so like here's the thing. Like what about Squire screams Vanguard to you? He's a Vanguard class that's supposed to stick his ground and hold the fight. Where do you see that?
Yeah.
There's nothing about Squire that says Vanguard. Literally nothing.
He's more of a tracer now, right?
Arguably he's
like a utility character.
He's like a utility tracker.
Support, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing.
If you want more damage, you don't want Rupert's not where it's at.
Yeah.
If you were like, I want to play the guy that's like kind of like the DPS of the party that like, you know, stands his ground, he just like pumps it out. He's not the guy. Yeah, scout. He could be more like a scout, but it's weird. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm very worried about the patch, to be honest. I think this is possibly like so bad that's like we wouldn't play it for like a while. Almost.
Yeah, it feels like every patch up to this point has been more hits than misses by a significant margin. And in this, I do not feel that way. Like there's some good things in here. Like they're not getting rid of the vault terminal. The Ace changes are fine. The Cavalier changes are fine. Hans changes are fine. But you start scrolling down to the things that were actually really important, like Larson, Madam. It's like those didn't get changed the way that they needed to, and now there's other things that they're like terrifying, like the hack trap.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, in teams, you gotta keep in mind that that's 15 things on the map that are like permanent threats.
Yeah. All right. Insane. Well, thanks for joining me on this again. We'll take a look at it. If there's any updates, we'll make another video on the channel. So hey, thanks for the bits, Authentic Bomb. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyway, any last comments, you guys?
I want you to get into a room with these devs for an interview.
I would love to. I would love to interview them. I'm not even going to be mean. I just want to understand I would love to understand the reasoning behind it, like the logic behind it, and the logic and the design behind it is what interests me. So I'd love to do that sometime if they let me.
Bring back Squire Weapon 3. I want to play my strapping young lad again.
I know. I loved when you play them. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. That was a overview of the new patch. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on how you feel about what we're talking about. Maybe you think we're completely stupid. leave a comment and tell us that we're being completely stupid, so we could respond to that. I'll read all the comments, and hit the notification bell if you want to see more of this kind of deep dives into Deceive Inc, which is our favorite. I could say it's probably all of our favorite games right now. Our favorite game for all of us right now. So, all right, later, guys.